When I was 17, 18 years old, I didn't give a fuck about talking to nobody. I was in Germany for the first time, and I was just happy I was in Germany.
No doubt.
I wasn't even thinking that I'll come back here one day. Maybe I should lock in with this dude. Maybe I should lock in with, you know what I'm saying? I was even thinking like that. I'm just like, nigga, I was in high school a couple months ago.
Right.
Now I'm in
Germany.
You know what I'm saying? So like, as you go through the journey, you kind of realize, and like one of my biggest takeaways that I always try to give the younger artists is, you got to be careful of how you treating people on your way up.
Facts.
Because you never know who you're going to run into on your way down. So, like, when you opening up for niggas on tours and shit, you at these venues and you meeting these stage hands and these different crew members. And then 2 years later, you on your own tour.
Right.
And these motherfuckers remember you for being a fucking
Punk.
imbecile or some type of shit. Now they don't give a fuck about your show.
Yeah.
Now your microphone fucking.
Or even
Just little shit. Just, karma.
Even someone opening up for you. And then they turn out to be a star later down the line. You might want to do something with them. But
Nah, word up. And,
you know,
I've even learned lessons like that. Like, just, and not even intentionally, but, you live and you learn. Like, I ain't going to do this one. I'm not in the mood. And then, damn, this shit take off. Like, Location with Khalid.
Yeah.
I was asked to be on that shit before Lil Wayne. I was supposed to be on the remix. And I passed up on that shit. Like, I didn't even pass up on it. I just didn't have the initiative to get it done in the time it needed to get done. So I missed the opportunity.
Joey Badass. Somebody called my phone 3 weeks ago to tell me about the money that Khalid has generated for his record label. I won't repeat it.
Could have been a percentage of my earnings.
But it's 9 figures.
Oh,
God. Damn.
Khalid. And I know he's big. But once
not
that
the
really
demo.
puts things into perspective when you realize that this one act has made
And then also when
$200 million for
and
somebody.
also when you realize that nobody who you know is in the demographic.
Puts the world.
Nobody in this room is in the Khalid demographic. Correct me if I'm wrong. But
I buy it, but he ain't making
don't
it for me.
smell like it.
Yeah.
It don't
was just
smell like
having
y'all
that.
niggas
We was just
listening.
We
having
was
that.
just having that similar conversation.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like anything is possible. And that's another thing I had to learn is like, just because throughout this 5-year gap, I started to make a lot of music in the direction of me wanting to please the people who was in the room for me. But I had to learn that none of the people in the room were my fans. You know, they my people.
Right.
Don't get me wrong. And I could go to them for opinions and
life
understand-
advice.
You know,
That's
life
not-
advice. But no, I can even go to them for opinions on a song.
Right.
But I gotta understand when I'm doing that, they're not the demo.
Yeah, they're not your
World's huge.
purchasing.
They hearing it more from a casual listener perspective.
Right.
So I got caught up in that because I wanted to please these people who was right next to me. You know what I'm saying? And I kind of got jaded. And, sometimes you got to be reminded of that. Like, yo, ain't nobody in the room got to fuck with what you doing. As long as you got an audience for what you're doing that you can connect to. You know what I'm saying?
kinda
And
conversation
that's a
earlier.
tough battle right there. Because naturally, you want people around you to be into what you want. You know what I'm saying? But you kind of just got to be on what you on and make sure that you into it. Because that's what drive other people into it.
It's kind of a great segue to my next question. Tell me about your worst bout with self-doubt.
My worst bout with self-doubt. I would
Professionally.
Professionally, I would say, it was kind of over these last 5 years. You know what I'm saying? Like, one of the biggest reasons why it took me so long to put out the album. Like, when you go such a long time without releasing it, and when you break that chain of consistency, that invites a lot of doubt. It invites a lot of pressure. You forget what the dialogue is between you and your consumer or you and your listener. You know what I'm saying? So it literally became about like, damn, if I can't get the stamp of approval from the people next to me, then my shit is weak. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, these people are not listening to the type of music I'm listening to on the regular. They listen to what they listen to. You know what I'm saying? And that might be whatever. It might be Little
Maroon
Uzi.
5.
It might be Little Durk.
Yeah.
It might be Maroon 5. It might be Sade. Whatever it is,
But I'm Joey Badass.
but I'm Joey.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what I had to realize. It's like, yo, you got an identity. And like early in my career, that was a hard battle for me. I hated that people was just thinking that I was just a 90s boom bap revivalist. I hated that from the pits of my soul because
That's what I thought for
I'm an artist.
That's what I thought.
I'm an artist in every sense of the word. Like I really got range. I could experiment. But what I had to learn is my brand identity is not aligned with, certain experiments or certain directions I might want to go with sonically. And then it's like, all right, boom. So we use the drug dealer analogy. Now let's use the restaurant analogy. You go to your favorite restaurant, they got the special dish. It's the fettuccine. They take the fettuccine off the motherfucking menu. You're like, what the fuck are we come here for? You know what I'm saying? Like, the tagliatelle is cool. The spaghetti is cool.
But I want the fettuccine.
I want the fettuccine.
I've been coming here for the fettuccine.
You know what I'm saying? So once you serve the fettuccine now, it's like, okay, everybody's satisfied. Now here's some compliments from the chef. You know what I'm saying? Now here's some kudo. Try this.
I get that.
Here's some octopus.
That is a great analogy.
You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? And it's interesting too.
How can you be mad at courtesy of the chef?
Right. How could you be mad at that, right?
You shouldn't. Whatever it is, thank you.
And 2000, that's what 2000 was. 2000 was an album full of fettuccine. There was 2 experimental dishes on there. It was called Welcome Back, which is the song I made for you. My nigga. Because there's a lot of songs, so my demographic, my fans, they hate that song.
I bet they do.
They fucking hate that song. I bet they do, yeah. My moms hate that song. But then again, it's like, I don't blame her. She don't want to hear her son talking about, like you know what I'm saying, talking like that. Like, she don't want to hear her son saying, I ate it like I had a big appetite. Boom,
especially not retaining semen.
And then my fans is like, you gotta understand, my fans, they've been with me from 1999, so they don't even look at me as a nigga who get bitches. They don't even look at me as that. They like,
I dealt with that my whole career.
They like,
too.
you talking about
That's
sex?
why I just kept knocking them down.
They're like, you a conscious nigga. Why you talking about sex?
I was rapping about depression, but I'm gonna knock them down. Oh, y'all not? In case y'all not feeling what I'm saying, watch this.
She half the reason I'm depressed, but I'm gonna smack.
Yeah.
But there's a thin line between being an artist and being a brand. You know what I'm saying? One is realizing, okay, yeah, you could experiment, you could show these different sides of yourself, and then one is being aware
this is my brand.
Of what people want to see from you or what they are willing to accept from you. But just because I do something that's different doesn't mean it's not good. It just means that my clientele was not ready for that. They wasn't prepared for that. So sometimes it's great lengths you gotta go. Like I gotta plant seeds before I do certain moves.
Right.
I gotta make it make sense. You know what I'm saying? Like if I'm gonna do a drill record, maybe I gotta plant a seed like, oh yeah, like Joey and Fabio is cool. Yeah. Like Joey and Fabio actually from Brooklyn and they know a lot of the same people. They're actually connected. But you guys would never know that. You know what I'm saying? But once you introduce that idea,
then it makes
sense. Then after the song comes, it's like, oh,
that makes sense.
It makes sense. These niggas hang out with each other. But when shit come out of left field from a nigga who is identified as like, oh, he's this and he's doing something that's over here. It's like, what the fuck? This is wrong. This is not right.
Yeah, I was gonna say they almost look at it like, oh, you're chasing that.
It's like Louis Vuitton dropping $30 sneakers. You be confused.
I hate that.
I ain't getting them fucking $30 sneakers.
I'm definitely not.
I would.
Not me.
We know.
We know. Hey, Stephon Marbury put out some $19 sneakers. I skipped right over that.
We hop step right over that.
Yeah. Hey, do it for the less fortunate.
I'm a Euro step right past your shit.
Yeah, I'm not getting it.
That's funny, but
they didn't even look too bad. But we just wasn't.
I'm not wearing that.
They was too cheap.
That's so shallow and nasty.
That's terrible.
But I'm up, nigga. Suck my.
New Joe Budden.